The video you guys have been waiting for is finally here. You've been liking our videos, commenting, subscribing, and most of all, asking questions about what it is that we do. Well, here it is. We have decided to start a new segment on Adventures Box called Truck Talk, where we will be answering all your questions that you have asked us. So everyone, welcome to Truck Talk. Alright guys, and welcome to Truck Talk. So if you guys want to be a part of the video and ask your questions, make sure to check out our Instagram at adventuresbox.za to ask your questions. We very often post a little question a text box where you can ask all the questions you want and we will answer them in our next video. Right, let's get into this, shall we? First question. If you could only take one piece of camping gear on a trip, what would you pick and why? I would have to say my sleeping bag. No, the sleeping bag is really comfortable, the one that we use. I'm not sure of the brand, I'll have to go have a look, but it is really one comfortable and warm sleeping bag. How do you find new and interesting camping spots to go to? So, this is going to sound really funny and stupid at the same time. So we literally, before we go camping, we'll zoom into a part of the map where we see. So we'll plan out the trip of like our beginning day, our start point, which is Cape Town, and then our end point, wherever it may be. Say, for example, we go to Jeffreys Bay. Start point would be Cape Town, end point Jeffreys Bay, and then obviously coming back. We will literally zoom in on a map on Google Earth or Google Maps, and in an area where we'll like say, okay, so it's 2.5 hours to get to here. And then we'll zoom into that area to see what campsites are there. And if we haven't been there, cool. When we click on it, then we go. If we have been there, if we've enjoyed it, we'll go back to there again because we know it's in the area. But other than that, that's how it's done. What do you guys do when the weather turns really bad while you're out camping? Continue camping, really. And the awning will be out, so continued camping. I mean, I remember we had one trip we were with, we still had an old setup of ours. We still had the 4x4 trailer, and it got so bad where we had like truck tie-down straps or tie-down straps, and we literally ratcheted the tent to the ground because the wind was blowing that bad. But yeah, we don't really pack up and go home. Carry on camping. Rain, shine, camp, really. All adds to the experience and the fun. If I'm just starting out, what's the one tip you'd give me for 4x4 camping? Is that fun, really? Don't overspend your money in the beginning. Don't waste your money. Don't feel like you need to have everything immediately. Just go, see if you enjoy it. Go with the bare basics. Make a list of things that you think could be improved and what you could do. Come back, improve them. Look for those things that you need to improve, and then do it again. You'll get to a stage where you'll be camping and then be happy where you're not making a list. But even then, you'll still see a few things that you can maybe make better. But yeah, that's what I'd say. Don't waste your money in the beginning. Just go out and enjoy it. What's a camping mistake you made once and we will never make again? I would have to say camping mistake was, okay, I'll give two. So we had a 4x4 mistake and a camping mistake. So when we were in the Barbie Arts, I had just gotten my license, so I was very much gung-ho with my driving style, and I actually got a lot of water over the bonnet of the vehicle, of the Pajero, my previous vehicle, and yeah, it gave me quite a few scares because there was a few times it sounded like the engine was going to die, and on the way back from that trip, I think if I remember correctly, it did die actually. So that was a little bit scary because the Babians was kind of no signal, and yeah, you didn't really want to get stuck there. Camping mistake. We went camping once in what's that place name? Mapungubwe, when we were still living in Pretoria, and we just gotten into camping, and we left the trailer open, and a bunch of blue velvet monkeys came and stole all our bread. We didn't have kitties with us or anything like that. Not that I think I should be saying that. But yeah, so definitely learn to keep the fridges and the food and everything closed after that trip. What's the hardest trail or obstacle you've tackled in the Bavianes? I would have to say the Bavianes Cliff was quite a difficult trip in itself. Very enjoyable, but for me that just got my license, it was really difficult, but I would go do it again in a heartbeat. I still actually want to take my new vehicle out and go and test it. What's it actually like camping in Tankwa-Karoo? Is it worth going? Yes, absolutely. Definitely 100% I would recommend going. Unfortunately we got stuck due to rain, so we had to detour to Sutherland, but I've seen the photos, we got to experience a little bit of the Tankwa-Karoo, and yes, go. If you are thinking of going, go. It's worth it. It's amazing. Where's the coldest place you've ever camped, and how did you deal with it? Sutherland. When we went, we got obviously with that same Tankwa trip, we got detoured because of the heavy rains and the flooding to Sutherland. How did we deal with it? We wore almost every single piece of clothing we had, and 2 bottles of mixture of Jerry Pico and OBS. If you're South African, you'll know what OBS is. Later, that seemed to warm us up quite nicely. Is Jeffreys Bay more for surfing, or are there good camping spots there too? Jeffreys Bay is a very well-known surfing town, I would say. There is the municipal campgrounds, which is really, really nice. Yeah, I'd definitely say go camping in Jeffreys Bay. It's definitely worth it. Which campsite you've been to had the most amazing night skies? I would have to say Sutherland, because there is no light for kilometers due to the telescopes, and the campsite where we camped at, there was no light whatsoever, and as cold as it was, the sky was clear, and it was stunning, beautiful. Have you ever had a camping trip where everything seemed to go wrong? Not really, no. I've never had a camping trip where everything was going wrong. We had a few issues here and there, but not where everything went wrong. Out of all your trips, which one would you recommend for someone new to overlanding? If you're new to overlanding and camping, I would say start off by going to like Aysfontein or something like that, just to get a feel for it. Afterwards, a nice short trip is Jeffreys Bay. Go to the Jeffreys Bay or Mossel Bay. I mean, camp there in the Mossel Bay municipal campgrounds. What's the craziest animal encounter you had while camping? So we went camping in Pretoria in a place called Dino King, and they have elephants walking around the perimeter fence, and we were standing there, and I mean, I was young, I was 10, 11. My brother and I, they had amarula trees there, and we were picking up the amarulas and putting it in our pockets, and there was a herd of elephants that were walking past, and my parents didn't know that we now obviously picked up these amarulas and put them in our pockets. So the elephants wanted them, and they mock charged the fence, and well, we just scattered. My mom ran through grass probably as tall as the car here, just straight back to camp. My dad grabbed both myself and my brother Matthew and just hauled us. We look back now, we laugh about it because by the time we'd realized there was a mock charge, my dad still looked at my mom and she was back at camp. So we laugh about it now, but in that moment it was pretty scary. Let's see. How do you decide whether to take Oryx or Beast? Oryx, Mitsubishi Colt Rodeo, or Beast, being my dad's Prado, on a trip. We don't really decide. So, for example, my grandmother's birthday, we took my father's car. Yeah, look, we normally go camping together. So I'll take my vehicle, and my dad and my mom will take their vehicle. Yeah, I mean, this vehicle I've just bought, so there's still things that I'm ironing out. It's about, what, 2 months old, maybe, if that. So there's a few things that I'm ironing out on the vehicle to make sure that it's 100% okay. My dad's vehicle he's owned for quite some time, so it is a little bit more fitted out, kitted up, and we know that everything's there due to them owning it for that long. So for the time being, if it is that we're going somewhere where we don't need both vehicles, due to the distance, the petrol, and the prices and all that, then we'll tend to want to take my dad's car. If it is a place that I can afford to go to myself and that we need the 2 cars or something like that, the car will come with. But there's oftentimes my dad and my mom will go on their own camping trip. Like when they went to Langebaan, they went by themselves, and I'll go on my own camping trips. We don't really go all the time together. We sometimes go alone. What's one campsite you'd happily go back to every single year? Tsitsikamma National Park, without a doubt. Tsitsikamma National Park is my favorite campsite out of every campsite I've been to. It's got a mixture of forest and bush and sea, which I absolutely love. The campsites are amazing. The stuff you can do there is amazing, and the fact that it's kind of close to Jeffreys Bay, which is my favorite town in South Africa, and sort of not really nice, no, sorry, Plettenberg Bay, which is where my grandparents wanted to retire, which also is a nice little town to me. Yeah, I must say Jeffreys Bay, Tsitsikamma, and Plettenberg Bay are my 3 favorite towns. So Tsitsikamma has become one of my favorite campsites, but not because of the towns, more just because of the environment. I'd happily go there every single year, every single month if I could. What's the best upgrade you've done on your Mitsubishi Colt Rodeo so far? The touchscreen display on the inside, that's definitely one of my favorite upgrades. How does your Colt compare to your dad's Toyota Prado for long distance trips? I don't know really. My dad's definitely got a bigger fuel tank, but he's got petrol, I've got diesel. He's got a 40 V6, I've got a 2.8 turbo diesel. So I would definitely say he's more comfortable. The seats are more comfortable. The stock suspension he's got is quite comfy. But yeah, I wouldn't say there's much difference. I mean, it's auto preference. I mean, I much prefer to drive my car than his car because he's got automatic. I like my manuals. It comes down to preference. But long distance is maybe a little more comfortable. But don't time that. What's the Prado's fuel usage like when it's fully packed for a trip? Not bad. My dad would have to answer that for you because I'm not too sure about that. But it's actually not as bad as what people think. I mean, he drives with the kit on all the time. So, if I've just bought my first 4x4, what's the first model upgrade I should do? Depends on what you're wanting to do. 4x4 in suspension, maybe a bull bar, or a snorkel, and then maybe if you want to be chatting to your mates, a two-way radio. Camping, maybe just like a draw system in the back. Yeah, it all depends on what you feel is necessary, what you're wanting to do. Do you prefer petrol or diesel for overlanding, and why? You see, I like turbos, and I like my diesel vehicles just because of how they sound and how they run. So I'm gonna have to go with a biased opinion of diesel. Just primarily because I love myself a diesel. I love myself a diesel. For camping, do you prefer soft shell rooftop tent or hard shell or ground tent? So we've had one of each. We started off camping on a ground tent. I then had the soft shell tent, canvas tent on my vehicle, the Pajero, and now I've got the hard shell tent. Soft shell can be bigger. I would definitely not go back to ground tent camping. I could do it, but I wouldn't go back to it as a form of like how I would go camping. I would do it for a trip every now and then, but not in its entirety. I don't know, really. Canvas tent and the hard shell, the canvas one was a bit bigger than this one, but I would have to say the hard shell is a little bit nicer. If money wasn't an issue, what's one upgrade you'd add to Oryx or the Prado right now? Bull bar. I'd add a bull bar to both of them, just to complete the setup, and maybe some mud terrain tires and raise it a little bit for both vehicles. I think that would look really, really neat. My father's vehicle, I'd also add a snorkel because his vehicle doesn't have a snorkel. That bugs me. If I'm only going to do short weekend trips, how should I set up my 4x4? Set it up as a camper. If you say, for example, if you buy the Toyota Prado 120, like my father's got, get a drawer system that you can easily slide into the back and then slide out, so that you've got like your everyday SUV while you around town, but then you can quickly set it up as a 4x4 when needed, or camping vehicle, and then just pack in some ground tents. If you to have to drop a rooftop tent on every time, it's gonna be, if you're willing to do it, definitely, but it's for just weekend trips, so it's gonna take a lot of work and effort to get it set up for that trip. What's one thing most people forget to pack for a camping trip? Toilet paper. I would have to say toilet paper. Everywhere we go, we make sure we've got toilet paper because not every place has toilet paper. So I would say a lot of people do that. And the last question, if you could swap your Colt for a 4x4, for any 4x4 in the world, what would it be and why? Do you know what? Okay. I love the Colt, so I probably wouldn't swap it just because. But if it was offered up to me at a really decent price or for free, I would swap the Mitsubishi Colt Rodeo for a Land Cruiser 79 series, the V8, or a Toyota Land Cruiser 80 series, but it needs to be built up very nicely. That's how I would swap it. Or a decently built up Hilux with a Alu black back canopy setup, or back rig setup, tray, whatever you want to call it. We call it the tray, with a back Alu black tray setup on the back, camping setup on the back. Then I would swap my vehicle for that. But yeah, that's all the questions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed our new segment of Truck Talk, and let us know in the comments what you think and if we should continue with this new segment. There, guys. Keep a lookout for our new videos coming out every day. We're trying to upload at least every day or every second day on this channel now. So keep a lookout for the videos, and of course, keep that spark footprint straight, and we'll see you on the next one.